Hi, my name is Alexander Mora. I'm the founder of the Love Story Foundation. And the encouragement that I want to give you today has to do with prayer. You know, in Luke 11, 1 through 13, the disciples come and say, Jesus, teach us how to pray. And of course, he at the beginning goes on to give them the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You know that prayer. Right after, though, he gives them this parable about a guy who has a friend come over from a really long journey, and he doesn't have anything to give him, any bread or anything to drink. So he goes to another friend's house and he starts knocking on the door and says, hey, give me some loaves of bread and some water because I have a friend who came over and I have nothing to give him. And as he's asking this friend, it's already kind of late, and the friend says, no, man, I'm already asleep, the kids are in bed, I'm in bed, the door is locked, I'm not getting up right now. Jesus goes on to explain that it's not even, the friendship wasn't enough to get the guy to get up. It was the guy who was knocking's persistence that he kept asking, get up, please, I need this bread. Please do it for me, please. He kept asking, and it was the persistence that finally got the friend to get up and give him everything he needed. And Jesus used this as an example right after prayer of the Lord's Prayer, basically saying, pray without ceasing. If there is a need that you have, and mostly if you take the example from this particular story, the guy didn't go to the friend's house to pray for himself. Hey, I'm hungry. Hey, I need this. He actually went to his friend's house to pray for another friend who had come over from this long journey and wanted to serve him, wanted to be hospitable to the other person. So he was praying for somebody else, and his persistence, the guy finally got up, his friend, and gave him what he wanted. And it's almost like Jesus is telling us and reminding us that if there's a need, if there's something that we're praying for, to pray without ceasing. It could be for us, but if we're praying for other people, if we're interceding for other people because we want to see them be well, or we want to serve them, or we want to help them, we want to be a part of their lives, we can pray without ceasing, and it'll be our persistence that'll get God to move on our behalf. Because if it really is something we want from the bottom of our hearts, or we know that we need, or we're asking and pleading the Lord for, he will give it. It's amazing that this story is given right after the Lord's Prayer, basically saying persist. And right after that it says, if you knock, the door will be opened. If you seek, you will find, right? So Jesus goes on to say, knock, find, knock and seek, and you will find, and the door will be open to you right after that story. So let's persist in our prayer for the things that God has put heavy on our heart, that we have heavy on our heart, for family members, for friends, for our nation, for people at our work. I mean, whatever it may be, come to the Lord, be persistent, pray without ceasing, and watch God begin to open the doors for the things you've been asking for. I was blown away. There's a lot of things I've been praying for lately, and I'm waiting expectantly, as the psalmist says. I hope that encourages you guys. God bless.